Hey, how's it going, guys? If you would like to just see the build, please skip to 4 minutes into the video, and I'll see you all there. Okay, guys, now onto the build. As you can tell, 4-piece Alphabridge with 2 high-end. My lightweight M4, which is my primary, has got 80% enemy armor damage with 23.8k damage. I run deadly, brutal and responsive, and the military AK-47M was just a random drop out of one of the last stand caches, and I just re-rolled for Unforgiven. The weapon mods on it are pretty much just normal stuff everybody will near enough have them. Mag size, crit chance, crit damage, crit damage, crit damage. My chest piece has got a 1933 armor rule with a 1700 firearms rule. All my mods except for one are firearms mod. Major attributes is 16k health and 4% all resistance. I would have preferred enemy armor damage instead of all resistance, but get what I'm given. Main attributes 24% increased kill XP. Again, I would have preferred ammo capacity. Onto my mask. It's got a 925 armor rule with a 1400 firearms rule. Again, firearms mod. Major attributes is 3.5% critical hit chance. Now this is personal preference. I prefer the crit chance, whereas you could go with skill power or something along the lines of that. Main attributes is burn resistance. I do like this because the amount of flame turrets that get put down is just ridiculous. Onto the knee pads. 1645 armor rule with a 1200 firearms rule. Again, this one is my stamina mod with health. The main attributes is 30% shock resistance, 15% damage to elites, and 30% bleed resistance. Instead of the damage to elites, I would have preferred burn resistance as well, but get what I'm given. Same with the skill power, would have preferred health. Onto my holster. Got a 921 armor rule with reasonable stats across. 1253 firearms, 1243 stamina, and 1237 electronics, with the major attribute being health. Again, you could go with skill haste or skill power, I believe you can roll on these, or critical hit chance. For those of you that don't know what the set bonuses are, set bonus 2 is 100% health regeneration. So if you've been hit a few times or you've been hit by a grenade or whatever, when your health bar starts to regen, it doesn't stop at the first bar, it fills all three. Set bonus 3 is 5% weapon damage. Now I know there is different gear sets that give you more damage, like Banshee you get 10% extra damage, or you get 20% extra damage if you're fighting rogues, and also Predator's Mark, where you get 8% SMG and assault rifle damage. But this is why this build is just amazing, because the 4-piece, if your primary and secondary weapon is of the same category, they share the free talent. All talent requirements are ignored for all weapon talents. So you know, you could spec a load more into skill power or into toughness. Doesn't matter what your firearms or your stamina or even your electronics falls to, you're still going to have the talents unlocked. For those of you that didn't know, Alphabridge has been nerfed. You used to get all 6 talents, so 3 from each weapon, but obviously now you only get the 1. All my performance mods are first aid self heals as well, by the way. Onto my gunslinger gloves. They've got a 921 armor rule with a 1256 firearms rule. The talent is savage. Critical hit chance is increased by 7% against targets out of cover. These gloves, in my opinion, have always been the #1 high-end gloves to run. I don't think I've ever seen anybody else or myself run any other type of glove. I mean, obviously if you haven't got one, then just pick any random glove until you get one. Major attributes are critical hit damage, assault rifle damage, and 9% skill haste. I would advise to run skill haste on your gloves and maybe a chest piece if you can get it on. It is really nice to have your heals and stuff come back a lot quicker. Onto my backpack. My backpack has a 1272 armor rule with a 1521 firearms rule. Again, it has got a firearms mod on. The main talent is specialized, adds 200% of firearms and stamina to skill power. Where my electronics is now at 2700, my skill power should be around 89,000, but obviously it's at nearly 120, so If you are a DPS build, I would advise you to run it. It does help getting that extra heal. Major attributes are health, and minor attributes are ammo capacity. Instead of health, you could run crit hit damage or skill power or stability. Just depends on your personal preference, whereas I always go for health. If you are curious where you can get this, if you go to DZ2 left side, they are selling this exact backpack. It's where I bought this from. It's already got a firearms rule, already got the health and ammo capacity. I just rolled the firearms to try and get it higher. My character, enemy armor damage is at 18%. That, to be honest, doesn't really make a difference. Skill haste is at 9%. It's not that great at all. I would prefer to have it on the chest piece as well, but nah. My armor is at 31.86%. To be perfectly honest, I don't know what the cap is at the armor, so if you do know, please leave it down in the comments. Thank you in advance. Move on to my abilities. I run the Scrambler mod for the pulse. The pulse protects the user and all allies from hostile pulses. So if they're using the recon pack or the tactical scanner damage is increased when attacking a hostile target identified by the pulse scan. Obviously if you're running Scrambler, that'll not pick you up, so they don't get that extra damage or the extra crit chance. I would always advise people to run it. And I run Booster Shot. Even though my skill power isn't the best, still heals me for nearly 70,000. I know it's what, nearly half, or in fact maybe just over half of what the overdose gives you. But with Booster Shot, temporarily increases damage and damage resistance. That is key to winning most firefights. And I always run Recovery Link. Rarely run the other two. Maybe if I'm doing like a PvE incursion, I might switch out say a Tactical Link. But for most PvP scenarios, I run Recovery Link. My talents are Critical Save. Use a medkit during low health to increase damage resistance by 20% for 10 seconds. This really does help out a lot, whether it's just popping a medkit to try and get round the corner to cover, or to get back to your group. Combat Medic. Use a medkit near allies to heal your group members and proxies within 20 meters by 40%. Again, I'd advise you to run this, especially if you're running a build similar to mine, DPS build with a specialised backpack, because your heals aren't going to heal your teammates for... Well, to be fair, they're just not going to heal them. But if you pop a medkit and it heals them 40%, I mean, most people would consider it you wasting a medkit, but at the same time, everybody I run with runs this, so every time they pop their medkits, I'm getting healed off them, so it's just works out. Tactical Advance. Complete a cover to cover move to increase weapon damage by 2% per meter covered for 5 seconds. This, you can put whatever, you don't need this. I mainly run this on my high end build if I'm running the sniper, because it just helps out with the damage really. But you can run anything else, like triage if you're in a group. You can reduce your skill cooldowns by healing your group members. I would never ever advise you to run adrenaline, ever. It is probably the thing that adrenaline is what will kill you. And precision. Headshot a hostile, pulse them for 10 seconds. Now whether or not you are running a pulse doesn't really make a difference. You could be running say a shock turret or a flame turret, or you could be running the first aid box, I keep forgetting its name, and say a booster shot. If you land one headshot, you've pulsed them for 10 seconds, and I don't fully know how it works, so again, if you do know, please put it down in the comments, it'd be much appreciated. But you do get extra crit hit chance and extra crit hit damage. I have tested it, but I don't know if it say this perk takes after this talent, sorry, takes after one of the pull skills, or if it's just a random bonus. But anyway, guys, if you have enjoyed this video, leave a like and subscribe. If you've got any questions about the build, please just ask, and I'll see you all in the next one.